Alright, we got a John Deere ct322 with a hydraulic problem. As soon as you try and use the forward controls, gets a little error code up here for the hydraulics. This light's coming on and we're getting there it is, f9h9. So it'll move forward and backwards, but it will not work the hydraulics. Not with the feet, not with the hand controls. So I'm gonna help you guys out. So your fuses are right here, and your relays are also right here. You can access the fuses here by taking this little 8mm out, or you can raise the cab and check your relays, fuses, wiring, and solenoids. So the code that we were getting is for the front lockout solenoids, which are basically under here. So I'm going to lift the cab and show you where those are. All right, the cab's up. You just have to take out these two nuts on each side, and the whole thing lifts. You got your lock right there. So here's your fuse box. Take out the little cover. The fuses are right there, and you got your relays over here. So this is the wiring harness for all the front lockout solenoids. I actually steam cleaned in here right before, so you can see where they are. You can take this panel out of your way as well, but I'm just going to show you where they're located. So they're right down in there. There are two forwards sticking up on top, and then get your other solenoid over there, and then there's even another one back down in here. But don't worry about those. We're going to be going after our forward lockout solenoids. So I'm gonna pull the one out that's causing the problem and show you how to test it. All right, so I got the forward lockout solenoid removed. This is just a little 2-pin connector, unplugs, sneak it right out. This right here makes it very easy to get out. Getting a wrench in between this and just inside there's no space. So 1 inch, crow's foot, this will be your best friend. So I'm gonna do a test here just for fun. I like to bench test these just to see if they actually do work. Even if it does work with 12 volts, doesn't necessarily mean that it's good. If the resistance isn't within spec, then it's going to throw off the whole circuit, because all these run in parallel with each other. They share power and grounds. So we're going to see what it does with 12 volts. Got my leads over here hooked up to a jumper pack. And there you go. So now you're thinking, well, shit, that thing's good. I mean, it's working. Well, I thought the same thing, but the problem is, that's where this little bad boy comes in. The resistance has to be on these solenoids between, I believe, 14 and 17 or 15 and 18 ohms, right around there. Anything close to that, you're in the good area. But you can see how this one, it's not within spec. So it's at point, is that 0.3, 0.4? So that resistance is no. So I ended up replacing both solenoids because if one failed, well, the other one's not too far behind. The other one actually did ohm within spec, but I'm not going back in here. Especially since you couldn't even see any of this stuff. I had to steam clean all this dirt out of here. All that stuff was buried. So another check you could do is, you can, if you think one is in question, you can ohm it right there at the connector without even pulling it out, and you can basically compare the two solenoids, and then you'll know right away if anything's out of resistance, or out of spec I should say. So yeah, so we're gonna pull the top back down and fire it up, see if our code went away, which I know it did because I already tested it. All right, so we're back in the cab. I'll show you another trick over here. We got the key on. Hit your menu button and go to where it says codes. And you're gonna click on that, and there's your code. And you click it again, and it's gonna say end. When it says end, hold this down. And it says cleared. So that's how you clear the codes. So now, go back, try it again, and there's gonna be no codes. So now, when you start it, you can verify if any new codes come on. So here we go. All right, so got it started, and we're gonna click this off. Now our light went off. And we'll go over here, check for codes, no codes, check operation. So now you know what to do and how to check if you ever get that code and your hydraulics in the front just stop working on you. I made this video because I was doing a little research on this problem, and there's not a lot of information out there, so I feel like it's gonna help for sure. So you're welcome.